conduct humanitarian and charity work in the country. Government signs a financing agreement with the African Development Bank aimed at supporting families affected by climate-related shocks across the country. And lack of access to potable water continues to pose a serious threat on residents of Chilomoni Township in Blantyre amidst cholera outbreak. Thank you for joining us. Now the news in detail. Vice President Justice Dr. Jane Ansah has called for coordinated efforts among organizations that conduct humanitarian and charity work to effectively impact on less privileged communities in the country. Dr. Ansah was speaking at Capitol Hill in Lilongwe, where senior officials from Development Aid from People to People (DAP) Malawi paid a courtesy call to the Vice President. Charles Wahara reports.
According to the Special Assistant on Governance in the Office of the First Vice President, Alex Majila, the meeting was very fruitful as Development Aid from People to People officials updated her on various initiatives they are implementing to positively impact and change lives in the country. Majila added that since DAP has expanded its operations into health, nutrition, agriculture and education, it is important to continue partnering with the government of Malawi in various areas of need.
Well, the government has always encouraged the partnership between the non-government organization and the government, because the government in itself cannot do everything. It relies very much as well on the partnership between them and the non-government organization. So the coming in of DAP, which essentially came in 1995, primarily to sell second-hand clothes, and now they've grown into several sectors of agriculture, health. I think it's a milestone to this country.
Taking his turn, DAP Malawi Country Director Moses Chibwana pledged continued support to the Malawi government following the organization's expansion.
We talked about what DAP is doing in different sectors, in sector of education, where we are having 4 teacher training colleges, we have a vocational school. We talked about on health, where I also working with Minister of Health in disease and preventives like HIV and AIDS, malaria, TB, nutrition. We talked about in food security, where DAP also is involved in food security programs, in farmers clubs programs. We also talked about our second-hand clothes, how important it is to the economy of the country, how much we are creating jobs through our selling second-hand clothes, also the paying of tax, how also it contributes to the economy of the country.
DAP started its operations in Malawi in 1995. Charles Wahara, MBC, Lilongwe.
The African Development Bank AFDB has provided Malawi with $1 million United States dollars, approximately 1.7 billion kwacha, in response to a call by President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika for support towards the country's humanitarian emergency response during the 2025-2026 lean season. Government, through the Ministry of Finance and the AFDB, have since signed a financing agreement aimed at supporting families affected by climate-related shocks across the country. Minister of Finance Joseph Manamveka thanked the AFDB for being Malawi's trusted partner.
We are happy that we are getting this amount of money, because it's a result of the declaration that our President Professor Mutharika had made. He made a declaration that we have a food shortage and that almost 4 million people will suffer. So this is a response that the African Bank has done. So we are quite excited with it, because it will go a long way in addressing the food deficit that we have. In addition to that, allow me also to thank my President, Professor Mutharika, for his good leadership and for his foresightedness. Because I'm sure you agree with me that this year is a unique year, because normally December, January and February are the most difficult times. That's the period that we normally have a shortage of food, where people suffer. And also this is the time that the prices of food normally go up.
AFDB country manager Macmillan Anyao said the bank will continue supporting and working closely with the Malawi government to ensure that effective mitigation and adaptation measures are implemented.
Malawi has been a strong partner of the Africa Development Bank and a very important member of the bank. And so when President Peter Mutharika declared the state of emergency and calling for support from international development partners, we thought that it was reasonable that the Africa Development Bank, as a partner of this country, should respond quickly. And so we quickly put measures in place to secure the approval of our board of the sum of $1 million under the Special Relief Fund. So I think that the reason is also because of the fact that we are aware that the people of Malawi suffered significant losses as a result of the climate-related shocks that the country went through. And so we think that this $1 million will go a long way to providing support. It may not solve all the problems, but we think that several households will benefit from the food supplies that will be distributed under this program.
Government has described a wave of food insecurity response from both local and international communities as overwhelming. Chief Secretary to Government Justin Saidi made the remarks during a distribution of 1,000 bags of maize, courtesy of Airtel Malawi, to 10 villages under Traditional Authority Chigalu in Blantyre. James Kachepa with the details.
Presiding over distribution of 1,000 bags of maize to households affected by hunger from 10 villages under Traditional Authority Chigalu in Blantyre, Chief Secretary to the Government Justin Saidi expressed delight with the wave of response from both the local and international community to bail out food insecure households.
We are getting numerous people to support us. International as well as local organizations are helping us. We are getting even support from Zimbabwe, Harare, and the Airtel has done as wonders, and they support the people of Chigalu, and I hear so they also be going to Chikwawa where they also support the people. It's amazing and we are happy.
Representing Airtel Malawi is Director of Enterprise Limbanin Sapato, who had this to say.
It was a call to help, a call to support, but also just to indicate our intention to be there with Malawians even in the time of need and even in the time of disaster. Because we know that in their time of happiness, they do patronize with our services, and we should be there with them also when times are hard and they are rough. And here we are to give back to the community that has supported us to be where we are today.
In her remarks, one of the beneficiaries, Edina Raphael, hailed the government for the gesture.
We are thanking the government, particularly the state president, for making sure that we eat 3 times a day. We ask God to continue blessing the president.
Blantyre alone has 35,000 households which were declared in need of food support. James Kachepa, MBC News, Blantyre.
The Association of Retired Civil Servants has commended government for starting mass payment of gratuities to retired civil servants in the country. Meanwhile, government says it has cleared pension gratuities owed to civil servants who retired in 2023 following the approval of additional 197 billion kwacha in the 2025-2026 mid-year budget review. Yamikani Simtoe reports.
According to the Association of Retired Civil Servants, those who retired from 2022 faced challenges in receiving their gratuities from the Treasury. When President Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika assumed office in September last year, he promised to clear the backlog of gratuities owed to retired civil servants. A visit to the one-stop center at the Regional Treasury Cashier in Lilongwe shows that the normal retirement unit and the beneficiary transfer unit have processed and cleared all outstanding gratuities for civil servants who retired in 2023. Currently, the beneficiary transfer unit is processing files for those who retired in February 2024, while the normal retirement unit is handling files for civil servants who retired in April 2024. This development is encouraging and inspires hope not only among retired civil servants awaiting their pensions, but also those approaching retirement. Wenes Pwele from Nzuzu and Isaac Mitawa from Lilongwe explained that many retired civil servants had struggled to support their families because they could not receive their money on time. Meanwhile, Minister of Finance Joseph Mwanamveka stated that the disbursement process will be conducted transparently and on a first-come, first-served basis.
I want to assure the pensioners that I know our president always promises what he can do, and he will do what he promises. And it's not really a promise because it's happening now. So I want to assure the leadership of the pensioners, as well as the pensioners themselves, that we walk the talk and that everybody will be paid, and will just remain maybe for a waiting period of 3 months because it's a continuous process. People continue to retire.
He also said the government is working to reduce the waiting period for pension gratuities from 6 months to 3 months. The Association of Retired Civil Servants emphasized that it will continue working closely with the Accountant General to monitor the implementation of this important initiative. Yamiganisi Mutowe, MBC Lilongwe.
Lack of access to potable water continues to pose a serious threat on residents of Chilomoni Township in Blantyre amid the ongoing cholera outbreak. Chilomoni remains one of the hardest hit areas in Blantyre, accounting for nearly half of all cholera cases recorded in the district. More in this report by Alfisha Fisha, being read by Amin Musa.
One of the residents, Alinafe Kamula from Mulunguzi area, said although there is massive supplied water in the area, the cost remains unaffordable for many households. This makes people to rely on water from Muluda River for drinking and domestic use, exposing themselves to health risks.
The available water points are not enough considering the high population in this area. The water from the water board kiosks is even not affordable for most people here, as we are required to pay 200 kwacha for a 20-liter plastic bucket. This is the biggest challenge that we are facing here. We're just requesting the authorities to provide us with more water kiosks and make the water a bit cheaper for everyone.
Health advocate Maziko Matemba fears that without affordable, reliable clean water in high-density urban areas, cholera will continue to return.
We want authorities to make sure that they rectify this problem because it can create more problems for other communities surrounding the area. So it's sad to learn that still, even in cities, people are still not accessing safe water and hygienic. So this has to be done by the council, but also by the city.
Director of Sanitation and Health Services at Blantyre District Health Office, Dr. Gift Kawalazira, said as an interim measure to reduce the risk of infection, they have distributed chlorine in addition to the vaccination exercise to households that depend on river water.
Intervening by providing chlorine, which is a chemical that they use to actually treat and save water so that they should actually protect themselves from cholera. Number 3, we have also received cholera vaccine from the Ministry of Health, about 24,000 doses that we have actually earmarked to actually administer to the populations that are actually at high risk, including those people here in Chilomoni, especially Mulunguzi area.
As of Tuesday, the country has cumulatively recorded 51 cholera cases with 2 deaths. Half of these cases were recorded in Blantyre.
You're watching MBC News and you are with me, Evelis Chingambe. A reminder of the top stories. Vice President Dr. Jen Ansah calls for coordinated efforts among organizations that conduct humanitarian and charity work in the country. Government signs a financing agreement with the African Development Bank aimed at supporting families affected by climate-related shocks across the country. And lack of access to potable water continues to pose a serious threat on residents of Chilomoni Township in Blantyre amidst cholera outbreak.
Sabata ino mu program ya Woman Talk.
Zadziwika kuti azimayi ambiri akapita kubanja ali ndi mwana kale. Mwana uja kumebanja kuja amakanzunza.
Ana aja amakhala kwena kuti akufuna thandizo lathu nthawi ndi nthawi.
Mayi amene amadziwa chembere izi zisangapange.
Nkumabisa kuti ine sinaberekeko ine ndine tsikana. Chimenecho
ndikumugulira uyu ndabereka ndi abambo wazovala zabwino zapamwamba uyu ndikungopita kangomukutumulira pakaunji kati ma 300 ti ma 500 nyangu ita zopanda pake
ndipoze kuchitika inenso ndi umboni wonse
mawa nkuja mudzaona zoti ali pabwino uyu amene mamunena kuti ndi mwana wa gogoyo
angabanja kuti lilipo limene mzibambo amankwatirira chisoni munthu.
Ana amene ajawo akumati akamazunzika chonchicha misozi yawo akupuputa ndi Mulungu.
Welcome back. The Malawi Broadcasting Corporation, MBC, has pledged to enhance its broadcasting services through mechanisms that encourage balanced coverage and professionalism of its staff. MBC Acting Director General Moses Chioni made the assurance during a meeting with the Media, Information and Communications Committee of Parliament. Catherine Banda reports.
Leading the MBC delegation, MBC Acting Director General Moses Chioni said MBC has registered progress by developing its mobile application. He said the application will allow the public access MBC TV1 and MBC 2 on the go, Radio 1 and 2 on the go, which will help generate revenue for the institution. He said the app has been finalized and will be launched soon. Chioni added that the institution has also procured an outside broadcasting van, which is expected to be in the country by March this year. He said this will enhance outside broadcasting and complement income generation efforts. On strategic plans, Chioni said mechanisms to regain public trust are already in place that include staff trainings, ensuring independence and professional reporting. Chioni also said the institution, however, faces challenges that include aging transmission and broadcasting infrastructure and funding constraints that are impacting on its operations, among others.
What we want to ensure is that we want to put in place mechanism to ensure that as a public broadcaster we're able to act indeed as a public broadcaster. We're able to provide balanced coverage without bias, political bias. So we going to ensure that our staff are able to report or carry out their duties professionally and independently.
Chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Media, Information and Communication, Kingo Lipuga, described the meeting as fruitful. He also pledged to support the institution towards the concerns raised.
Our role after the engagement, we do have the report which we present in the Parliament. So we will also equally ask the same if they may be assisted in this, because you know MBC is the state-owned broadcasting unit. That means that as Malawians, we are proud to have MBC.
MBC has also highlighted that steps to ensure strategic professional journalism standards, accuracy, credibility, as well as quality control systems are in place. Catherine Banda, MBC News, Lilongwe.
And now in court, the case involving former Minister of Trade Vitumbiko Mumba and Malawi Congress Party MCP spokesperson Jessica Bwela has been adjourned to next month on the 23rd, when the two are expected to enter plea. Magistrate Precious Kondowe adjourned the case after the state indicated that it was not ready and had not yet prepared the required evidence. Mumba and Kabila are facing charges related to the publication of false information concerning the general election last September. Defense lawyer Kwima Mchizi moved the court to review and remove some of the bail conditions, including the requirement for the two accused persons to surrender their travel documents.
I think our emphasis was on the condition that their passport obviously is in the hands of the court, but the condition is that whenever they wish to travel outside the country, they need to apply for the release of the passport. Now, the process of applying for the release of a passport, like any other application before courts, has days. For example, the minimum you can get would be 3 days, for example, because you need to serve on the state. But there are instances in this life of ours that you have emergencies as human beings, and wherever you have an emergency outside the country, your rights should not be infringed in any way because of the failure of the state to do their job.
Still with the courts, the Senior Resident Magistrates Court in Blantyre is set to deliver its ruling on March 6 on an application by former Minister of Homeland Security Ezekiel Chingoma. Chingoma is seeking to have the cases in which he is accused of abuse of office, together with two senior police officers, Akis Mwanga and Laudun Tinda, be transferred to the High Court in Lilongwe. Chingoma and the others are being charged with the alleged misappropriation of funds amounting to 1.3 billion kwacha, among other charges. Lawyer for the accused, Jefferson Lua, submitted the application in Blantyre.
He's just been informed of the charges before the court, and the matter has since been adjourned because we've made an application to have the matter transferred to Lilongwe for some reasons that are appearing in the application. And the way forward is that we wait for the date upon which the application is going to be argued, and then we'll see what's going to happen. Either the court is going to grant the application or not.
Meanwhile, the state's representative, Superintendent Davy Gusale, said that their side has no objection to the application. In entertainment news, preparations are on course for the White Party birthday celebration for the founder of a music promotion company, Entertainers, Jay Banda. The event will take place in Lilongwe this coming Sunday. Speaking to Embassy, Banda has urged music lovers to patronize the celebration, promising fireworks. The event will be spiced up by music performances with Afropop musician Dremo as the headliner.
We don't take it for granted. We don't take it for granted. Let me take this opportunity to say thank you so much. Thank you so much on behalf of every musician in Malawi. Star, artist, superstar. Star, artist, upcoming.
Preparations are going on fine, you know. I actually enjoy the preparations more than the event because the excitement which is the electricity which is actually in the city of Lilongwe now because of the White Party. It's just overwhelming. You know, I'm getting so many phone calls, people saying they're going to come and support. And you know, any event which is organized by Entertainers Promotions, it's out of this world. And I mean, we only live once, so one has to celebrate one's life. The next time you are here, the next time you are not there, people are dying. So if you've got an opportunity to celebrate, do it, because perhaps that opportunity might not come.
And that's it from our newsroom this morning. A recap of our top stories before we leave. Vice President Dr. Jen Ansah calls for coordinated efforts among organizations that conduct humanitarian and charity work in the country. Government signs a financing agreement with the African Development Bank aimed at supporting families affected by climate-related shocks across the country. And lack of access to potable water continues to pose a serious threat on residents of Chilomoni Township in Blantyre amidst cholera outbreak. For more updates, visit Embassy Digital on Facebook, X, and Instagram. You were with me, Evelis Jingambe, and from the entire news team, thank you for watching and good morning.
Good morning. Let's see how the weather will be like today. We expect localized heavy thunderstorms and showers, particularly along the lakeshore area, the north and also parts of central Malawi. It will be partly cloudy and wind at times, particularly over southern areas. These conditions will be due to the fact that we are still having the intertropical convection, which is active mostly over the central north and along the lakeshore areas, while